Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.
Guys, welcome. Happy Thursday to everybody. Hope you guys haven't had an excellent work week. I know James Gogue has, and that's why he's tired today, but he's devoting his time to, well, all of the great fans who are going to be listening to this, and he's going to be breaking down the seemingly imminent showdown between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. 5-decade fight trainer, James Gogue. How you doing, my friend?
You see, I got my fingers crossed, Joe. Let's hope it happens. This is boxing. The best fights don't always get made. Now, this was kind of disturbing yesterday, Joe, I heard an interview from his dad, Senor Benavidez. And he was talking about, they signed a 3-fight deal to fight Boo Boo, Andrade, Charlo, and Morrell. Come on, man.
Well, look, and I know that. No, you talked to Samson Lukowicz. You talked to Tom Brown, right? David or Jose Benavidez Sr. He's not his manager. He's not his promoter. He's his dad and his trainer. Yeah,
but he said that they signed a 3-fight deal. I want to hear it from Samson's mouth or the kid's mouth, man. No bullshit. Come on, man. Boxing needs this fight. Okay.
Yep. Boxing needs this fight
to elevate itself to the status where it should be, and not Boo with Andrade, man. There's gonna be a lot of you know what I mean. You got to strike when the iron's hot, okay? And he can't be given, Canelo too, man. He calls the shots really, and he was like, well, I got my year planned. We'll see what happens next year. Man, Canelo, we'll talk about it. But anyway.
Well, I tell you what, Coach. In my opinion, both guys want the smoke. Both guys, well, once again, they have a history of fighting who's ever presented to them. Canelo, he's shown a history, with the exception of the third Golovkin fight, of wanting all the smoke. This is what makes him an all-time great and a first ballot future Hall of Famer.
Look, like Marvin Hagler used to always say, when avoided opponents used to talk, they wanted to fight him, and they never, they were just chapping at the mouth. But like Marvin used to say, sign the contract.
That's it.
Sign the contract.
That's it. Look. I will say this, brother. If Canelo showed a porous history of consistently avoiding the best available competition, I would be doubtful. But in my opinion, this is, now, once again, I want you to repeat this. You said it. Is there any bigger fight at this time for both gentlemen?
This is it. David Benavidez, made a statement to put him in the Canelo's sweepstakes. All right?
That's it.
Yeah. Because if you want to do, Joe, if you want to do big pay-per-view numbers, you gotta, it can't only depend on Canelo. He needs a dance partner. All right? Because Benavidez, off that performance, the buzz he created, okay, now Canelo's got a dance partner where this can, do over $500,000.
That's it. And look, guys, it's two Hispanic fighters, one from Mexico. Well, the other who lives in Phoenix or Seattle now?
Seattle.
But he's of Mexican heritage.
And he speaks the language. He speaks Spanish. He has the ability to win the Mexican fans over in Mexico.
And more importantly, boy, he fights like a Mexicano.
Yeah.
He'll get right in your grill and stay there the entire night. What's not to love? You've got the offensive machine, the Mexican monster, versus the pocket counterpuncher. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like Pacquiao versus Marquez all over again at 168.
Versatile chameleon. He can adapt to every style. Adapt to his environment. Okay, to whatever he has to do to win the fight. Because he's a multi-dimensional fighter all around. We'll talk about it.
Well, I tell you what, we'll get right into it as soon as we actually start the tell the tape and the pros and cons of both fighters. Before we move forward, though, want to give a shout out to our brothers in the chat.
Hey.
Want to give a shout out to my brother Tony Manzano from Florida. Hi, Coach and Joe. Thank you for being here on this special Canelo Benavidez preview on a special Thursday night episode with Coach Gogue. We don't get this very often, guys, so I hope you guys really enjoy this. Also want to give a shout out to my brother G Funky.
What up?
Greetings, Judgment Coach Gogue. Greetings to you, my friend. I hope you're still going live because I'm in very good spirits and feeling in very good voice. I hope you're going live right after this because I'll join you on. And guys, we encourage everyone to commute to G Funky's channel as soon as we are finished here. All right? Thank you, brother. Want to go and give a shout out to my brother Jesus M. Saludos to you, my friend. Thank you for always being here to support the coach. And he says, Coach, has Canelo earned more than Beterbiev to fight Bivol at 175?
Canelo's the man. He can fight whoever the fuck he wants.
Brother,
he's
in boxing.
He's a franchise on this side of the pond.
Yep.
Yeah.
In boxing,
Man.
he who has the gold makes the rules. They live by the golden rule, right?
Right.
So Canelo has the gold. He can fight whomever he wants, whenever he wants. That's it. And there's not a damn thing anyone can do about it. Like, honestly, at this point, he really doesn't even need a promoter to get his TV dates. He needs a promoter to help organize and promote the event. But he doesn't need a promoter to get his TV dates.
Nah, he needs a promoter, just someone to hang up the posters and everything and do the press conferences. Canelo's a machine,
That's it.
Man.
Hey,
he's a franchise. Okay, he's like an NFL
That's
franchise.
it.
All right,
That's it. That's it.
Canelo's an NFL franchise. Tank is more like a XFL, that minor league football. All right.
He's the San Antonio Brahmas. Damn.
Yeah.
He's like a double A right now, where Canelo's in the major leagues.
Yeah,
Oh.
Triple A Tank.
You think he's in AAA? I think after RC, I think he'll be in AAA. No, he might be a legitimate superstar depending on the out, but that's another one we'll be talking
It's all
about
about
very,
pay-per-view
very soon.
numbers, Joe. If I don't hear him getting over 500,000, okay. Now he got a good dance partner now, Tank. Like I said, you got to have a dance partner. But the fights after that, I want to see him how he does without a good dance partner, or because there ain't, besides Ryan Garcia, there ain't a lot of marketable names out there for Tank. Okay.
Yep. Well, we'll talk all about that maybe if we have time later. But guys, right now our focus is greeting all of you guys, and then we're gonna jump right into the tell the tape of both fighters. Want to give a shout out to my brother John McSmith.
What
up? Where are you, brother?
Right
there you are. Salute to Joe, Warwick Radio, Coach James Gogue. Oh, geez, it just fell off. For some reason, my internet, I'm having problems again. This sucks. Coach James Gogue, the best combo in boxing. Thank you, my friend, for always being here and supporting the coach, brother. We really appreciate you being involved in every show. And Jesus had a question, brother. He says, people need to give up the belt to face Canelo. Let two other guys fight for the belt. Winner faces Beterbiev. Guys, I'm sorry. With or without the belt, the best fight at 175 is Beterbiev versus Bivol. I don't care who has the belt. I don't care if either one of them just relinquishes their trinkets. The best would be fighting the best. And most fans realize that, brother. Belts don't mean a damn thing. That if you're if you've accomplished as much as they have in the sport. I'll just say that. Want to give a shout out to my brother Scott 70. Thank you. I'm sure, what is it, 10 in the morning over where you are, brother. Says, evening, Joe, coach, and chat. Good morning to you too, sir. And G Funky says, yep, I'll be live tonight. That's where I'm headed. I hope everyone joins us immediately over there, guys. Tony says this, Coach, a lot of fans after the Jesus Ramos versus Joey Spencer fight are saying that Joey should think of moving down permanently to 100. Well, they competed on that at 154, if I'm not, 147, right?
54.
Where was Jesus Ramos and 54? Yeah, so he'd be moving down to 47, and he can't do that.
You know what? Joey Spencer should do?
Yeah.
Get a job. McDonald's is hiring. All right.
Yeah. Oh gosh, the truth hurts. Well, oh geez. Well, the world does need ditch diggers,
hiring,
man.
All right. Shit.
He ain't got no future. Poor guy, but yeah, he's in a serious quandary. Serious quandary at this time. That's the last thing I'll say about that. Jesus M says, disagree. Canelo be all in boxing. I want Benavidez versus Bivol now. And you know what? People in hell want ice water. I'm going to say about that.
You got to go by media attention, ticket sales, pay-per-view numbers, and all that bullshit. I mean, Canelo, he's king.
Yeah, guys, look. Yep, Canelo's the king right now. He is the biggest draw in North America by far. No one comes close. There's only a distant second when it comes to Canelo's level of attraction in North America. That's it. Tony, oh, you're taking stab Joe with this Metro PCS internet. Geez. You know what? Just for that, brother, in my office, I'm going to stop doing my show on my patio, and I'm going to hook up my Ethernet directly to my internet. How's that, dude? Make you happy?
That's the way you should do it, Joe.
Now, I like being outside, man, having a drink while I'm actually doing the show. Come on now. Don't rain on my parade. I'll give a shout out to my brother, Bruce, Gas Boxing Jazzamore. Salute, guys. And he says, Coach, tomorrow is the 50th anniversary of the first Ali Norton fight. I got to show that fight again. You know what? If you're not doing anything, Coach Gogue, tomorrow night, that sounds like a fun evening.
Man, I got my sparring days tomorrow, so we in the
gym, we're gonna have to. Yeah, I tell you what, though, Coach Gogue, very interested and looking forward to.
Yeah, when I get a chance, Bruce, I'll call you. Just right now, we're getting ready for boxing. There ain't no off season. It's one fight after the other. So right now, I'm just doing my preparation and my schedule planning. For the next 8 weeks, 9 weeks for my guys to see when we get ready for this next fight and beat that ass.
I tell you what, congratulations on your most recent trail of victories, brother. We know that you had a very, very good night a couple weeks ago. So congratulations. And we look forward to more great things coming from you and your fighters. But I tell you what, guys, we're almost 15 minutes in. So here we go. Here's the tail of the tape. And once again, I have to do this because he is the be-all, end-all of boxing in North America. I'm going to rattle off the tail of the tape for Canelo Alvarez. Guys, he's going to come into the ring at age 32. He hails from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He fights out of the orthodox stance, stands 5'8" tall in the center of the ring. Well, 5'8" with heels. He fights behind a 70-inch reach. He's got an outstanding record of 58 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins coming by way of knockout. What are the pros and cons of Canelo Saul Alvarez?
Oh, he's boxing. He is the only NFL franchise in boxing in this part of the pond, North America, Mexico, Central America. Okay, he is the man. Okay, like I said, the number of pay-per-view buys he drives, sold out events, media attention. Okay, that's the marketing side. The fighting side, all around solid fighter. Great defensive skills, okay? Reminds me of Wilfredo Benavidez, okay? I haven't seen that in a fighter in a long time that has the ability just to stand there and make you miss with just short head movement and everything. Benavidez they called him Wilfred Benavidez, the youngest champion in boxing at 17 years old. He had radar between his eyes, and he had that ability to evade those punches, slip them real deftly, real skillfully. And Canelo has that ability. Okay, when you watch when he fought Danny Jacobs was throwing all them combinations, and Canelo was just making a miss. rolling with the shoulder, pivoting around him. Man, that's a skill, boy. That's a very unique skill. And when you got defensive skills like that, it always gives your opponent problems. It always frustrates them. But Canelo can punch, physically strong. Okay, he got not the skills, but the main thing is he got the power to create fear, to get that respect in you. Okay, remember I told you, Joe, this game is about fear and about respect. And if you could create that in your opponent, well, guess what? You got that mind game. You got the battle of the mind game established. Then what Canelo does real good instinctive rolls and counters with punches beautifully. If you throw a punch and you overextend yourself, Canelo will lean back and counter you, capitalizing off your mistakes. Canelo is creative combination puncher at close range. Okay, when he gets close, he puts his combinations together beautifully. Punches coming all directions, all angles. Okay, those rips, beautiful body shots. But the way he mixes it up, goes up, down, and up. And he does it creatively, meaning he doesn't throw the same shit all the time like Timmy Zoo. You know what I mean? Timmy Zoo from Australia, Joe? Basic shit. Canelo doesn't do that stuff, man. He mixes up his combinations. He'll go around and he'll come up the middle, then he'll go back to the hook to the body. He'll go on top, he'll come up the middle, then he'll hit the body. Just a creative combination puncher, man. Them are his strengths, but to me, it's all around. He's what I just said earlier. He's a chameleon. He knows how to adapt to his environment, meaning he knows how to adjust to his opponent's style. Okay, everybody's different, man. When you fight, different styles. Canelo knows how to adjust to every opponent because of his, ring IQ and his defensive skills. When you got good defensive skills like Canelo, you got the, you'll have that ability to make those adjustments. Then you can put your offense together. And Canelo's got a good jab when he uses it. It's a power jab. Okay, are you there, Joe?
Yes, I'm right here, sir.
Now, you want the cons about Canelo?
Let's hear the cons, brother.
He's got a lot of flack when he was coming up for fighting guys that are old, guys like Shane Mosley past their prime, Miguel Cotto past their prime. Remember he gave up his belt when he was supposed to fight Golovkin?
That's right, the very first time.
I don't want it. And he made Golovkin wait 2 years to get older. Then that fight was a draw. In the rematch, he made Golovkin wait another 2 years. See, when you had a hot fight, controversial fight like that, which I thought Golovkin won, but it was a draw. Hey, that rematch should have happened within 6 months, but no. Canelo knew it was a tough fight. He didn't want to go through that, so he made him wait till he got older. Okay. Then after he won the rematch, goddamn, he made him wait till he became a grandfather. Okay. Now, Canelo that's one of the stigmas Canelo has with the Mexican press, even with the Mexican fighters like Eric Morales. I remember him one time saying that, he always fought guys past their prime. He always fought guys when they were too old. You know what I mean? Which, to me, it's more not Canelo. It's more like his people. His promoter at the time, Golden Boy, okay? Just doing adroit matchmaking, okay? Protecting their franchise, okay? So, to me, I can't blame Canelo, man. Canelo's a fighter. To me, he just does what he, when he was coming up, does what he says. When he was young, he didn't know the business much. He just did what his people told him. So he said, okay. But, when he moved up to super middleweight, he pretty much tore into everybody. Man, his punching power is, he has that ability to hurt you, to get your attention, to put fear in you and everything. But what about Canelo? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I take advantage of this. Canelo, you see, when he can't hurt you, as the fight goes on, he gets tired. He still has stamina issues. He still takes cerveza breaks. You'll see
Siestas.
all of a sudden he'll just take off for a minute and a half. He won't do nothing. Mental lapses, okay? That's, to me, you can't take no breaks, Sylvester breaks with a guy like Benavidez. He'll see, he'll capitalize on it. And when he goes on the offense, okay, he's like a tsunami, man. Them punches, one combination sets up another, and once he gets into that moment, once he gets into that flow, and once he gets that rhythm, boy, man, it's like I said, it's a tsunami, and that momentum that he creates from his consistent combination punching. So to me, that's one of the to me, that's a big red flag. He takes those breaks and everything, and I'm pretty sure, Senor Benavidez and his son David, they see that, they'll take advantage of that and everything. But what else about Canelo? Hey man, there ain't too many weaknesses. That dude's pretty solid all around, man. To me, I think he hit his peak last year. Don Chargan always told me, Hall of Fame promoter Don Chargan, he always told me, a fighter always reaches his peak. Once you see he reaches his peak, then after he reaches his peak, there's a slow, gradual decline in his career. Sometimes it's overnight. Sometimes it's a slow regression. But your ceiling's only so high. Once you hit that ceiling, then the regression starts. Some guys, it's overnight.
Yep.
Like Rondo Ramos, he was a shot fighter. World champion at 19, shot fighter at 21.
That's right.
Some fighters, it's a slow decline. Wilfredo Benitez, he was shot when he was 26 years old. Yeah. But anyway, Canelo, he's getting up there in age, been in a lot of tough fights. Your body doesn't, when you get older, your body doesn't have that youth, them hormones to recover and react as good when you're younger and everything. So me, honestly, I don't think Canelo should wait any longer, man, because the more he waits, the more he's going to decline. And you're going to get, this guy is starting to get better. He hasn't reached his prime yet, Benavidez. So this guy is
scary.
Yeah, this guy is striving to reach his prime, and the other one has reached his prime and declining. So, the playing field's going to be uneven. So, to me, this fight got to be made before, if Canelo wants it, he calls his shots, and he, what I mean. I'm pretty sure him and his people know this ain't going to be no easy fight. And the sacrifices he's going to have to make in camp. He can't be playing golf. He can't be doing all these extracurricular activities. His sole focus got to be on Benavidez. But like I said last week in our show, Joe, when you made millions like Canelo, you got a big fat mansion, shitload of cars, luxury cars, big fat bank account. How motivated can you get to fight a young, hungry guy like Benavidez? Okay, it ain't Canelo when he was coming up, where he didn't have anything. He's got it all now. So for him, he's got one thing I admired about Floyd Mayweather, no matter how much money he made, hundreds of millions, he always stayed hungry. Okay. There was always that motivation, and it was that fear of losing. Okay. Yeah. Great fighters have that in them, that competitive, that competitiveness in them, that they don't like to lose. It's that fear of losing that motivates them. And, we'll see, we'll see about Canelo. But anyway, I'm pretty sure he'll be the favorite going into the fight right now, Joe. Okay.
Well, we'll talk about that after we rattle off the tape, the keys to victory. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Joe. The thing is, if he's the favorite in the fight right now, but the thing is, he keeps on making this fight wait. He ain't going to be the favorite. Okay.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
For the reasons you just announced very, very well, sir. Very eloquently. So that leaves it to the perfect segue to rattle off the tail of the tape for the Bandera Roja, David Benavidez. He's going to come to the ring, hopefully, at age 26. He fights out of the orthodox stance, stands 6'2" in the center of the ring. He fights behind a 74.5-inch reach. Now he lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. Originally from Phoenix, Arizona. He comes into the ring with a perfect record.
He lives
27
in Seattle,
wins.
Seattle, Washington.
Okay, that's right. You corrected me before. I appreciate that. Seattle, Washington, he comes into the ring with a perfect record. 27 wins, 0 losses, 23 big wins coming by way of knockout. Coach Gogue, what are the pros and cons of the Mexican monster, David Benavidez?
The pros, he's up. If you want to compare it to football, power, he has a, what do you call it? A power running game that's hard to stop. Michigan versus Ohio State, when they ran the ball right down Ohio State's throat, even when Ohio State had their front 7 loaded on the line of scrimmage. They still, look, David Benavidez believes this. What's that philosophy I always say? We're going to do what we're going to do because what we're going to do is better than what you're going to do. All right? David Benavidez' power running game, no matter what Canelo brings to the table, he's going to have confidence in it to wear Canelo down. What is his power running game in boxing? The combination punching, the tsunami of combinations this guy throws. And it ain't just wild shit. It's some skilled combination punching this Benavidez throws. To the head, to the body, to the body, to the head. He mixes it up. Just like Canelo. Canelo, he's a creative combination puncher, and he throws every punch in the book, man. And and one thing I like about Benavidez, if you're right there in front of him, he'll rattle off some combinations on you, man, when you least expect it. But he's a very good body puncher, both sides, and he mixes up his combinations. Like I said, head, body, head, very creatively. That's the heart and soul of David Benavidez, his power running game, his offense, okay, his combination punching, okay. Michigan versus Ohio State. Watch it, baby. They ran that ball right down their fucking throat, man. Ohio State, 7 in the box, loaded with the safety playing up, didn't matter. Michigan, Jim Harbaugh loves that power running game between the tackles. So does that David Benavidez. He loves that mano-a-mano contact. Okay, he's a Mexican warrior. Mike Tyson called him the Mexican what?
Monster.
Monster.
Yep.
Is that what he called him?
Yep. Mexican monster.
He's a throwback Mexican warrior. It's in his blood to be a fighter, and that's what he likes. Hey, man. That's right up Canelo's alley, baby. Yeah. All right. Canelo, like I said, David Benavidez loves to run that football power running game. But Canelo's got the defense to defend it. Okay. But anyway, and he's got the countermeasures to stop that running game. It's called them body shots and them uppercuts. Okay. But anyway,
he's got Lawrence Taylor playing linebacker, brother.
Oh yeah, Caleb Plant was more like a free safety trying to stop the run. All right, he wasn't a stout middle linebacker or a front four defensive lineman. You know that like to go mano a mano in the pocket. Caleb Plant was a cutie pie that loves to like a free safety roam the field. You know what I mean? He didn't like that, when he got to stop the run, get close to the line of scrimmage and make those physical tackles you need to do to stop the run. Well, Caleb Platt wasn't like that. Benavidez is, okay? Yeah, if you would rate David Benavidez, he would be a top 3 pick defensive lineman or inside linebacker, okay? Yeah, he's a brute. Or offensively, he likes to run the football. Okay. Earl Campbell, Eric Dickerson, Adrian Peterson. Horses, man. Physical, punishing runners that love to run that football between the tackles. And that's what David Benavidez likes to do. Yeah. This fight has the stylistic matchup to be a $1 million pay-per-view, baby. A million pay-per-view. A million buy pay-per-view. And when was the last time there was a million buy pay-per-view? Not Mayweather or Tyson or Jake Paul. I mean, a normal fighter. Okay. A real fighter. Not retired Mayweather, not sideshow Mike Tyson or Jake Paul, but honestly, a real fighter. Tyson Fury and Wilder, they got close to 850, but they never broke a million. I mean, Canelo, he hasn't broken a million since he had a good dance partner with Golovkin. Am I correct, Joe?
Yep, on HBO.
But who else? Errol Spence. His pay-per-view's been sinking like the Titanic.
Well, let me put it this way. No fighter has eclipsed the million mark since HBO ducked out of the boxing business.
Oh, well, good.
That's not good for boxing.
Well, Joe, this fight has a potential, but we'll see. If they have it at the right venue, the right date, and they do the right promotion, oh, yeah. I love this fight, man. And this is I don't want to see him fight that fucking boo-boo Andre. That motherfucker's been playing since 2008, and he hasn't been in one big fight. What the fuck does that tell me? All right? Charlo, that's a good fight, but after Canelo. Okay? Morrell, yeah, he needs to build up his profile. Who the fuck cares about him? But Benavidez and Canelo, that's two stars that have that style to make a great, a great fight in the pocket.
It's like peanut butter and jelly, brother. Once again, it's like Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Mel Marquez. No matter how many times they fight, it's going to be a barn burner.
But I think this is going to be better.
That's hard. I tell you what,
This fight is going to be better than them guys.
Juan Diaz versus Juan Manuel Marquez. How's that?
Same stylistic matchup, both guys. But these are bigger guys.
They are. Yep. This has and this is what makes the prospect of this outing being so enticing, right? Yeah. Both men are big punchers. Both men have great offensive ability. You know what? This is enticing. This is why everyone needs to see this fight, Coach.
Here's the difference, though. Canelo's defensive skills at close range. I think his ability to make Benavidez miss more and counter is going to be the difference in the fight. Hey, look, when you got two guys are even offensively, hey, man, it's more than offense. It's defensive skills. You got to have Canelo's. He has marvelous defensive skills up close. That, to me, is going to be the difference.
Coach, do you think at 33, he still has the reflexes and the upper body and head movement to avoid this seemingly the tornado that's coming?
We'll find out.
Hey, that's why they fight the fights, guys, and
that's
never know.
That's why this fight's intriguing.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what? You could see this fight playing out a couple of different ways. But once again, this is not a fight that you can predict easily. That's why we're doing this show, Coach Gogue. So let's go with the B side in this situation. And what does David Benavidez have to do to, get his arm raised in victory here? What are his keys to victory?
Number one, like I said last week, use his jab more effectively from range. Okay, that's going to keep Canelo at bay. Okay, and that's going to start the slow breakdown process. Okay, see what you want to do. I worked that jab proficiently, like Golovkin did. Now, if you watch all the first two Golovkin fights, what made it a tough fight for Canelo? He couldn't get past that Golovkin jab.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if Benavidez, he still hasn't learned this. If he could understand to control Canelo at range with that jab, it's going to set up his offense so much more effectively, especially when he gets close. And as the rounds go on, okay, it's going to slowly break him down. Remember, I told you, Canelo gets tired.
Yep.
He takes cerveza breaks, like I said, right? In the back half of the fight. He'll just what the fuck? He just shuts down.
Well, and once again, I'm going to reintroduce this, Coach Gogue. It's the Emmanuel Stewart triangle, right? If you combine speed with power, you sacrifice punch volume.
Well, him throwing every shot hard too has a lot to do with it. See, Canelo, what's going to do? We'll talk about that. But anyway, them breaks. That, to me, that's a red flag. That's if a fight's close, man. Every round's going to matter. And if Canelo takes some Sylvester's breaks during the fight, hey, that's the rounds Benavidez could steal with this punch output. But the jab, though, that jab is going to be the key. Then once he gets inside, putting his combinations. But that jab, man, that jab is so important. It's the number one weapon in boxing. You look at all the great fighters out there: Crawford, Ward, Mayweather, Shakir. They're pretty damn good, uneducated on how to use that using that jab. And they know how, if they can control their opponent with the jab, okay, that's half their battle of their offense. Then everything else sets everything up. Then once he starts hitting them with that jab more often, it takes a little steam out of them, and it sets up them long range combinations he could throw like Bevo. Okay, to keep it at range as much as possible. I wouldn't get in the pocket Canelo early on. Wear him down a little, back half of the fight, then take it. When you see him start slowing down, okay, then you start putting that fucking foot to the metal. You got to know when to turn it on, and you got to know when to turn it off. Okay, you don't know. It might be early. He could turn it on. Okay, Benavidez got to see that. Well, okay. I think he's got a good eye for that too. Good instincts to know.
Well, Coach Gogue, the only time I've ever seen him go out there from the opening bell on and really put on a tsunami for his overmatched opponent or his opponent was in the David Lemieux fight. He got him out of there very quickly.
He did that because he knew, man, that motherfucker ain't got shit. I'm going to knock him the fuck out and get out of here.
So my point is,
I don't get paid overtime. So what happens? He can't do that with Canelo, okay? He's got to be more sophisticated in his tactics. Don't forget, this is the Super Bowl, baby. He never been in this type of fight. Canelo, shit, he's been in shitloads of Super Bowls like Tom Brady. This is a whole different level, baby. When you go up there and you fight at that big level, okay, the Super Bowl of boxing fights, man, that's a different, man. Remember I told you last week, Joe, I remember Marvin Hagler when he fought Duran. That was his first super fight. And they went 15 rounds and disappointed a lot of people. Everybody thought Hagler was going to knock out Duran. But Hagler admitted afterwards, hey, man, I didn't feel I performed to my best because I let the big fight atmosphere get to my nerves. And this is the kind of shit Benavidez is never, you could, X's and O's, you could look at all that and all that. Okay, but hey, the X factor is he's never been in a Super Bowl fight like this. Canelo, this is like another, ride in the park or, another quinceañera to go to. Benavidez has never been in this type of big fight before. And it's totally different. I know he got that fight. He had a plan. Okay, he had a big fight atmosphere and all that, but this is you're fighting the king.
Different level.
You're fighting the guy that runs the castle at the top of the mountain, and you want his throne. And this, hey man, I fought in a big super fight when we fought Chavez. Okay, so every time you fought Chavez on pay-per-view, it's different. Or I fought on a lot of big cards in Vegas, the co-main event. You know what I mean? It's a different atmosphere, baby, when you're the main event. And hey, Joe, it's more than X's and O's.
No. I understand the reason why.
Joe,
yes, sir.
It's your ability to control your emotions and all that. But if you ain't got, Canelo could do it because he's been through this shit before so many times, so many big super fights. But Benavidez, he's going to be a virgin. He's gonna have his cherry popped in this fight. Okay?
So, Coach, the reason why I brought up the slow start, David Benavidez, other than the David Lemieux start, the David Lemieux fight, he is traditionally a slow, methodical starter, and we just saw that against Caleb Plant.
Yeah, but
can he do that? Can he afford to give away? Well, seemingly give away the first half of the fight against a guy like Canelo Alvarez, who's the A side.
Joe, man, he gave because it took him 6 rounds to get that distance right. So, what do you call it? Neutralize that movement of Plant. You ain't got to worry about Canelo giving up. You ain't got to worry about that on Canelo.
Very good point,
Benavidez, okay? Fight Canelo. Canelo will be easier to find. All that movement ain't going to matter, man. Plant, that's a different type of predator. Canelo, he doesn't move or run around the ring enough. So it'll be easier to find and everything, okay? So
you're absolutely right. Very good point, sir.
It ain't like he's got to give up that first 6 rounds. He didn't give, it was just him trying to close that distance, get that distance he wanted, waited for Plant to fatigue and tire a little bit, his legs to go out so he can get that distance he wanted to throw his combinations. Canelo's going to be right there, all right, from the opening bell if he wanted to, but he don't need to, man. This is top of the, this is creme de la creme. The cream rises to the top type of fight, Super Bowl fight. Okay, to me, it's more than just going out there and just throwing punches and all that. It's knowing how to set up your attack. Then you're fighting a sophisticated predator like Canelo with great defensive skills. Huh? Okay, you might, you know what I mean? You gotta, you know what I mean? That's when you gotta be extra smart and adapt offensively to try to, neutralize all his great defensive tactics. Anyway.
Well, and there it is, brother. There are the keys to victory for David Benavidez, now at age 33, against the offensive juggernaut. What are Saul Canelo Alvarez's keys to victory for this fight?
Him too, his jab, to get that distance he wants at close range, to land them big bombs, them hooks, the body shots, the uppercuts, okay? He's got to hurt David Benavidez. If he can't hurt him like he did Bevo, it's going to be a long night for Saul, because it's going to go in the back half of the fight. And like I said, he usually fatigues in the back half of the fight. So he's got to get close and just beat Canelo, use his great defensive skills, frustrate Benavidez, capitalize off of some mistakes when Benavidez overreaches or leaves himself open for a counter because he dropped his right hand and Canelo can, catch him with the counter left hook, roll, counter with the right uppercut, dig body shot. He's going to be right there to hit if Benavidez stays there. He can, use all his creativity offensively and defensively, okay? Meet creative combination punching to the head, body, head, up the middle, use angles, defensively, use that subtle head movement, high guard defense, roll with shots, counter back. Yeah, roll counter to the body. That's what I would do with Benavidez, man. I try to slow this motherfucker down and flatten his tires. How do you flatten the tire? How do you flatten the tires of a tough physical pressure fighter like Benavidez? How do you flatten his tires? You start working on his body in the early rounds, okay? You start hitting him with some good body shots. When you start hitting him to the body shots, the legs start getting numb, okay? You start losing steam out of your legs, okay? So the body shots early on are going to pay dividends later on in the fight, okay? All right? It's like putting money in the bank. So it's going to pay you a dividend when it matures. If you have a CD, cash deposit certificate or whatever, you put 1,000, 7% interest at the end of the year term, you get a return on your investment. Same thing with same thing with body shots. You got to invest in them body shots where it pays you dividends, down the stretch. Okay. Cause you got to break this guy down, Joe. This guy is, if he gets in the rhythm, and he's feeling good and his combinations are flowing, the momentum starts getting on his side, then he becomes that Mexican monster like Mike Tyson was talking about. But you got, me, just beat Canelo, capitalize off Benavidez' defensive mistakes on the inside. But Benavidez squares up a lot inside.
Yep.
To me, roll uppercuts, roll Canelo, one of Canelo's beautiful combinations. Just a 2-punch combination, that uppercut, left hook to the liver. Yeah, he hurts everybody if he hits you right. He gets maximum leverage. Canelo's a little tank. He gets a lot. He understands leverage. Okay. on the inside, getting leverage on his body shots, his uppercuts, or his hooks. Okay, he understands that. So to me, just be Canelo. To me, but the jab though, his jab's got to be good too to offset Benavidez. Okay, to start, Canelo's got a good jab. You start hitting Benavidez with that jab in the face, get your attention, Joe. It gets your attention. So everything I told you, Joe, just be a creative combination puncher, capitalize off his mistakes on the inside, rip the body shots, and put the combinations together creatively on the inside. But you got to hurt him off. All this shit don't mean nothing if you can't hurt Benavidez. Because if it goes past 6 rounds, I start favoring the fight for Benavidez because of his stamina, and Canelo's lack of stamina going into the back half of the fight. But it's going to be intriguing. Yeah, intriguing.
Yep. I tell you what, there is no line. There is no line currently. I checked all around the internet for a potential line for the odds regarding Canelo Alvarez versus Dave Benavidez. Can't find one yet.
I would give it to the cash king. Canelo be the favorite. Yeah, I would. Right now. But the more they prolong this fight and Benavidez keeps getting these impressive victories, the balance of power starts changing. The odds will start favoring Benavidez.
Do you smell that, Coach? Do you smell that in the air? I smell an article resulting from what you just said. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, this is hey, look, this is my this is my observation, being 40 years in this fucking business. So I got a pretty good understanding and grasp on how fights play out. I didn't even study this fight. I don't study fights anymore. This breakdown of Benavidez and Canelo, I've seen him fight so many times. I don't need to study him and take notes and write all this shit. Fuck that. Well, I know what both fighters need to do. You know what I mean?
Well, indirectly, you've been studying all of these styles, how they mesh together for 5 decades, brother. And we're the beneficiaries. Bravo, brother. Very well said. Thank you very much. And I tell you what, this would not be a preview from Coach Gogue if we did not get the James Gogue official prediction for this super fight. Coach Gogue, do you want to make a prediction right now?
Right now, things could change over time. I'd go with Canelo, 2-1 favorite because 2-1, 2.5, because he's, it's in Vegas, baby. This fight's going to be in Vegas. You think they want him to lose? But anyway.
Oh, no. Come on. But no, seriously,
hey, man,
though.
I'm being realistic. Fuck.
Now,
come on, man. Shit.
Well, no. I'm just saying.
I'm being a realist, all right?
Of course.
When Canelo fights, the Vegas economy makes a shitload of money, okay? All right? And that's, hey, come on, man. I've been in this shit a long time, man. You know what I mean? The fight's close. I'm going to give it to Canelo. David Benavidez, he can't make it close. It's got to be a separation so big where there's no doubt he won the fight, and maybe he can get a draw. Hey, Golovkin. I thought Golovkin won that first fight, and they gave it a draw.
Yep.
I thought Golovkin, that second fight was close too, and they had Canelo winning.
Yep. Well, I will say this, though. I've spoken to several judges, and some of them on the local level, some of them on the elite level, right? And they will tell you that the reason why Canelo Alvarez, it's not just he's the A side. That's not it. It's not the crowd. They don't pay attention to, at least they try not to, the ones at the elite level. What they do pay attention, and they said this is why Canelo gets the vote for so many close competitive rounds against everybody, because he combines speed with power.
Yeah.
He loads up, and he's got the more eye-catching, and I'm using the words of one of these judges, he has the prettier eye-catching offense.
Okay. Cleaner,
that's why.
Effective punches.
That's it. Clean, effective, and consequential punches. Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
So that's why I said, come on. It's not just they don't want to. The judges, yeah, they try to. Once again, they're find more favorable when they're scoring fights, the primary criteria, clean, effective, and consequential punches. And Canelo, guys, look back at his fights. He's a very beautiful looking offensive fighter when he lets his hands go.
And his defense, okay, the way he rolls with those punches, they're not, if any smart judge know they weren't, they didn't land flush. And every good judge that knows boxing knows that's a great advanced great defensive tactic when you roll with the punches. AK Roberto Duran, okay, that's it, or when he makes you miss subtly, judges could see that. Oh man, the other, like when he fought Danny Jacobs, he's not landing any solid punches. He ain't landing them effective, clean punches they want to see. Them eye-catching punches. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his defensive skills. To me, that's going to be important. That's going to be the difference, I think, when they get close. Offense being even is the one with better defense. Okay, is the one that's going to win those close encounters.
Yep. I predict, and also I see the same thing you do. Canelo, and that's the reason why he's going to be favored. He's going to be landing the cleaner, more effective shots. It's very difficult to consistently land clean punches against Canelo Alvarez. One of the more defensively responsible fighters in boxing. Yeah. That's going to be tough.
Pretty damn good. Like I said, I haven't seen a fighter like a Wilfredo Benitez, probably Wilfredo Benitez, that could do what Canelo could do. I remember when Wilfredo Benitez fought Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns threw like a 9, 10, 11, 12 punch combination, and Benitez slipped it off.
Well, that's the variable that we just don't know about David Benavidez.
Yeah.
When he does he get discouraged when he's faced with a very good defensive bot?
They usually do, Joe. Yep. They usually do get discouraged.
Yep.
And what happens when they usually get discouraged? They
start throwing.
Forcing the matter.
Yep.
And when you start forcing the matter, that's when you leave yourself open for counters.
Yep. Very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say this, and once again, I apologize, guys, that I've been so enthralled with Gogue's preview that I've been neglecting the comment board. Shame on me. I'm sorry about that, guys. But I will say this caught my eye. It's me, Pablo. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for supporting the coach on this beautiful Thursday. He said, Joseph Heron is low-key Steve Kim. Kind of sounds like him, except
Kim, my man.
Except I don't have the lisp. I actually speak clearly. Right? That's it.
Stevie Kim, my man. I remember when he first got in this racket. It's like in the mid-90s or something like that. Yeah.
In my opinion, he's done his best work with Doug Fisher. Breaking up that combo, he hasn't done the same since, in my opinion.
Well, they had a good show with him and Mario. I don't know what happened to him. Mario Lopez.
Now, they're okay. He's not Doug Fisher.
Yeah,
he was much better with Doug Fisher. Doug's
the editor, the chief editor of Ring Magazine, my man.
Yep, he has a genuine affection, and he's a much better boxing mind than Mario Lopez. Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, Mario got other things going on in his career. Yep. Dougie is solely boxing, baby.
That's it, and that's why I said Steve Kim is much better when he's complimenting Doug Fisher. Yeah. And once again, another big difference is I actually let Coach Gogue speak. He's the star of this show. Yeah, I don't want to take up all of the speaking time. I'm a little more humble than Steve Kim. And I will say I do have, even at age 50 plus, I've got a much better complexion than Steve Kim. Oh, did I just say that?
Come on, man.
Yes, I did.
Criticize my boy.
Well, he's got an ego. So, yeah, I'll say that. I'll say it to his face.
You got an ego? I got a fucking ego.
Yeah, but you deserve it. Dude, you paid your dues. You've been in the trenches for the past 5 decades, right?
Yeah, in fact, look, let me tell you this about Stevie. I met him in the gym. I was training this hockey player. He had delusions of grandeur of fighting Butterbean, a guy named Marty McSorley. And I met Stevie in the gym, LA boxing gym. I think it was in the 90s. And Steve, he's the kind of guy, he's one of the rare reporters that goes to all the gyms, talks to all the coaches, watches, you know what I mean? He goes like David Avila, like Doug Fisher. Them three reporters, they always go to all the gyms, okay? Checking it out, talking to different coaches, getting their perspective.
That's how you learn.
Like and that's what an old school scribes used to do back in the days, all right? They used to go in the gyms all the time, man. All
That's what I did.
Like Dan Raphael, or you see a lot of these other motherfuckers. They've never been in the gym. They don't go to the gyms consistently. Steve, he goes in the gyms, okay? And when you look, man, the gym is our colleges where you get educated. That's
it. That's where you learn. That's how I learned, Coach. Yeah. Once again, it was such an honor to once again not only learn from you, from Emmanuel Stewart, from Ronnie Shields, from Joe Goosen, from Mabel Sanchez, from Barry Hunter. I learned from all of you guys, but I will say this, Coach, I've had no greater mentor, and I've not learned from anyone more than yourself.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You have taught me so much about the X's and O's, not just that, the business as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
You don't get your flowers yet, man, and you deserve them. It's long overdue. You are the most knowledgeable man in boxing as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
I will tell you this live on the air is one of the last things I'll say on the show. Coach, to me, you are the Filipino Emmanuel Stewart, my friend.
Thank you. You know what, Joe? When I was younger, I knew all the top trainers. You name them, man. I used to talk from Eddie, Joe Goosen. I used to talk to a lot. Manny, Emmanuel. I've been in camp with all of them, man. Especially when Larry Goosen had his gym in Big Bear Lake. All the top trainers in the world used to come bring their fighters. Abel was there too. And you name them, they were there. And Jesse Reed, an excellent trainer.
Jesse Reed, a legend.
I used to talk to all of them, boxing. Okay. George Benton too. I used to talk to Bowie Fisher. Oh yeah. I used to talk to all of them, boxing. And we used to have great conversations, man. Now, these guys, these old timers, Bill Miller, another one. These old timers, if you go up there and start talking boxing to them, and they know when you're bullshit. They can sense when you're fucking, a bunch of bullshit. They'll walk away.
Yep.
Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s like that, man. He'll fucking cuss you out and walk the fuck away. Okay. Yeah. You can't bullshit them old timers. And that's why when I used to talk boxing with these guys, we used to have great conversations, man, all the time. About boxing. I was a young guy back there learning the business, but they knew I had a sharp mind for it and everything. And that was like 30 years ago. I'm a lot sharper now.
Well, and I can gladly and pleasantly say this, Coach, excuse me. That's the only reason why Emmanuel Stewart wanted to work with me is because I learned so much from you. And that's the God's honest truth, guys.
Hey, Matt and Emmanuel doesn't let Emmanuel. That guy is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. He just doesn't let anybody in his circle. Even Sugar said that. Sugar, his nephew, Sugar Hill said that.
Yep.
He doesn't let anybody in his circle unless he feels you're warranted. And that's the top honor. If Emmanuel lets you in this circle, Joe, you arrived.
Well, I had you to thank for that. So thank you, sir. And once again, guys, this is why we stage these shows every week, because most people can't go down to your gym. We bring the gym to you guys every single week. And I hope you guys appreciate it. We always learn something new visiting Coach Gogue every single week. So, Coach, I know
wasn't Manuel a walking boxing encyclopedia?
He knew, just like you, he knew everything about everything boxing. The management part of it, the promotional part of it, obviously the X's and O's. He was a brilliant cut man, just like yourself as well.
Manuel, he started. That's why I respect him so much. You see a lot of these guys, what a great trainer, but then, they never work with amateurs from the youth and develop them all the way to the top. They never develop, national amateur champions or stuff like that, Olympians. Okay?
Yep. Well, that's how Emmanuel got the head trainer job with Nassim Ahmed. He was just his cut man initially. and they didn't know what to do. They were having trouble with a specific opponent. I forget, his name eludes me for right now. I'm sorry, guys, but go look it up.
I remember that.
Yep. And he goes, well, why are we having, what can we do? And he goes, oh, just step to the side and throw the straight left hand right down the middle. Or is it, I don't remember, but that's how he got the job. They asked Emmanuel, what can we do? He told him, Naseem Ahmed got the knockout the very next round and followed Emmanuel's instruction. And from that point forward, he was the head trainer.
Emmanuel is
true story.
GOAT.
Yep.
He's the greatest I've been around. I've been around all of them. Not these 21st century trainers. These guys. I'm talking about the old school trainer. Man,
well, this
Emmanuel is the GOAT.
Yep, this is, and yeah, he is the greatest of all time, Coach. But you know what? You're right there, brother. And I will say this: true story.
I need a Lennox Lewis or a Tommy Hearns.
Don't we all, sir? Don't we all? Once again,
Emmanuel had a lot of great talent to work with, though. Don't forget.
Yep, he admits that, and he used to admit that, and he stated, well, very eloquently. He always had a very, very good way of words when he wasn't cussing like a sailor. And he always used to say, you know what? He was very humble, and he said, a trainer is only as strong as the horses that he jockeys.
Yep.
He even admitted it. Yep. If he didn't have the talent, yeah.
Oh, look at the talent Emmanuel had with
Yep, but I will say this for Emmanuel, and just like you're doing right now, and when we worked together, he even still loved going to the amateur shows.
Yeah.
To find that diamond in the rough, find that amateur talent to develop in the right way.
Hey, even Adonis Stevenson, I remember when he first started, he was dog shit. Then Manuel started working with him, and you can see him starting to develop like a real world. You can see him starting to develop into a world-class fighter. It started with Manny does all the time. I've been in camp with Manny a lot of times. He always starts, no matter where a fighter's at, he always make sure the fundamentals are good. And it starts with his footwork and balance and working off a jab. And you notice Adonis, he was, on his toes, moving in and out, moving in circles, working that jab. Okay. He was raw as fuck. Then when Manuel took over, he started bringing it out of him. And that's, to me, what a great coach is. You take your fighter where he's at and take him to where he should be in the future, where he can be. And Manuel, boy, that to me was one of his great, because he never had him in amateurs or anything. This kid turned pro at 28 years old. Not a big amateur background. He was raw and green when Emmanuel got him. He was a lot of raw physical talent, but Manuel brought it out of him. Manuel Stewart, boy, he's
a legend.
I never got to tell Manuel that too, because he passed away. But I always wanted to tell him that. What a great job he did with one of his great works. Not only Lennox Lewis and Klitschko turning their careers around, but Adonis. Okay. Adonis.
And look, I've got so many, let's bring this up and continue this on another show, because I've got so many stories to share with you guys about Emmanuel and all of the stories that he told me. And they were just, all of them, legendary guys. And I would love to have the time to share with you guys everything that he taught me. And so, guys, we'll have to continue this on another episode, because we're at the end of the line. Coach Gogue, 65 minutes in. We appreciate your time. Once again, we know you're exhausted, but hey, man, let's do this again very, very soon.
Yeah,
obviously, we're going to meet up on Sunday, but I would love to have a 2 Gogue show week every single week. I think that would be amazing if your schedule permits, my friend.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Like I said, right now, we're getting ready for another fight, so I gotta make sure all the preparation is meticulously done. Okay.
Well, I tell you what, Gogue, your parting shots for our listening audience tonight, brother.
Please pray this fight goes off with Canelo. Boxing needs it, man.
And I promise you guys. And once again, thank you, Coach, for devoting your time to the sport. Thank you for lending it to us on this evening. And guys, I promise Sunday night, Coach will give a brief initial preview of Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko. They had their first press conference today. It's going to be on pay-per-view for $60, right? So We're going to talk about
pay-per-view. That's what I think of it.
Well, I tell you what, you're just
That's what I think of it.
well, I tell you what, you're just limiting the amount of eyeballs that are on it if you're not a big marquee ticket seller or pay-per-view draw like Canelo Alvarez. But that's for another episode. Guys, on behalf of the great James Gogue, I'm Joseph Herron, not Steve Kim, and you've been listening to War Week Radio. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.